Welcome to another episode of Thrifting Live. We're going to cash it in, and £1.39 buys us everybody's golf world tour, which is 2 cash and free trade in CX. They sell it for £5. Next up, we've got Lego Hobbit. That's £5 cash, £7 trade. I think they sell it for 10 in CX. One more Lego game in here. It was I'll take a look at that Dynasty Warriors game first, but it was Lego Indiana Jones. I think I spotted that kid's buying Deus Ex. Don't about that, mate. It's rubbish. I'm buying all the kids' games and you're working off with Deus Ex. Yeah, Indiana Jones. £2 trade, £3 cash, and they sell it for £6. The Lego games are alright. I mean, they're going up and down all the time because they're backwards compatible. A lot of them now. Pirates of the Caribbean is. Indiana Jones is. Hobbit isn't because it's out on Xbox One as well. Some newer one. Some Spectrum games in here. We're in Cottingham, just up the road, and yeah, you don't see Spectrum games very often. I've got all these because I had my Spectrum games out the other day. Horace Goes Skiing. I was watching Octavus Kitten do a review of that the other day. She was taking the mickey out of how it looked, like it was terrifying. I have got all them Spectrum games. I had my Spectrum games out, so they're like fresh in my consciousness, so I could remember which ones I had. Because I bought a box of them off my neighbour ages ago. I've never had a working Spectrum to test any of them, so they just sat on a shelf where I can't see them. I still get the Commodore games out there; they all still work. We're still in Cottingham up the road in the Oxfam. And yeah, that Wii game. What was a little pet shop? I don't think we're going to pick that up. There was something worthwhile in here though. It was Republic Commander on PC. I played it on Xbox. I've never actually had a go on PC, and it was all there, and it had the serial number and everything. So for £1, might as well pick it up again. And that was about it. Yeah, there's just a bunch of DVDs in here. But yeah, I don't really get to Cottingham as often as I used to, but I mean sometimes it pays off. So we're back down Newland Avenue, going in the Oxfam down here. I skipped the others out because I wasn't out in them. They weren't even out worth looking at really. I come in here and I noticed these boxes straight away, and the game in there just sticks out straight away as well. Hyper Fight Street Fighter 2 on PS2. It's I think CX sell it. I think they sell it for about £5. So 99p is a decent price. But on eBay, sometimes people pay more for it. It's one of them weird ones where they might almost reach a tenner. You'd want the Xbox version ideally, wouldn't you? Because it's got Third Strike, white chicks. AMC Hammer broke. Yeah, the Xbox One's got Third Strike on it, but PS2 version. I mean, it's slim pickings for retro now, so you see some half-decent PS2 title in a while, just pick it up, because you don't see them all the time. I have a good route out of these boxes, see if there's out else worth picking up, but it was all like Sing It and Yo Fit and all that sort of jav. Just all the tat. Guitar Hero 2 there. That's probably the only other good thing in the box. There's one of those mystery style DS games, but sometimes they're alright prices on them. I always surprise myself when I pick up a DS game and think it's not worth now, and CX give good cash for it. Good trade. Disc was mint as well on that one, so it was well worth picking up. Right, we'll just mode further down the road at Newland. Pop into Dove House, see if there's out here. It's on straight away. It's Smuggler's Run 2. I always buy that, and there's always something wrong with it. I thought they wouldn't have had the disc, so I was almost going to leave it there. It was 50p, and CX sell it for 50p. I'd rather give Dove House it than CX. I do end up buying it, but I nearly give up because half the time when you go to a charity shop and the disc isn't in the box, they've probably not got it. So I was backing away to leave, and then I spotted another game in the CDs, which was Nintendogs, which CX sell for £4. £1.60 trade, £1 cash. But it always sells on eBay for about £3 or £4 anyway, so for £1 to get some good feedback, because I mean DS games it's easy to just put it in a jiffy bag and send it, so I usually always pick it up when I see it. So yeah, I end up with Smuggler's Run and the other one. The disc won't miss it, it was behind the counter. So we're off to cash converters. Have our look in here.
Yeah, good enough.
See this retro cabinet start burning into my retros now. Burn into my retinas, because I don't stare at it that much and it hasn't changed much in a while. Then I'm eyeing up that basket full of Atari games. I have looked in before and passed them up. And then I noticed there's some new Mega Drive games. I almost thought this one that I'm about to pull out was Lakers versus Celtics, which is worth loads of money if you got the box, but it's Bulls versus Blazers, which is worth about a tenner. And they wanted £5 for it. No, I left that one behind. This one caught my eye. The Legend of Galahad. And it's like a £25 game in real good condition, and the label was the label on the plastic was really good. It's Sagnosis. It's like the graphics are like Altered Beast but medieval. But yeah, I had an inkling it was worth more than what they were asking for. They were asking for £9.99, and I didn't want to pass it up in case I got home and it was, you know, rarer than I thought. But yeah, it turns out about £25 buy it now complete. In good condition. There's a few who are about £11.99, but they're all like there's rips in the span or they're missing the book or everything. But that was tidy and complete, so I was like, no brainer. 3 copies of Yars Revenge. I just need one. I'm alright. I'm picking these up. I've been putting off buying Atari for a while because I ain't got one at the moment. But a guy come into work the other day and said, I've got Space Invaders. A guy come into work and he was like, my mate's got an Atari for sale, so he's going to hook me up. So I'm just waiting on that, see what... He said it's going to come with a whole bunch of games, so I'll pick a few up now, just in case I do end up with an Atari by the end of the week. But yeah, that Legend of Galahad. I mean, sometimes you see things that... I've never seen this before, so it's bound to be rare. But it was a good find. It's a bit of more of a risk paying £10 for something, but definitely paid off. I mean, I'm going to give it a go as well. I'm going to play on it. Yeah, it's right underneath the banner for city culture, and there's loads of homeless people sleeping. I mean, you think you'd use some of the money to sort that out first, get everyone else. Building a legacy from the ground up, and there's a guy that's just on the streets. Help him out, man. You got all that money, and all you do is sell people crepes. Anyways, back to Skirp. I'll have a look in here. They've got like a vinyl rack now, but this caught my eye was that Space Invasion. It's got some tasty beats on it as well. It's got freaking Blinded by the Light and all that lot. Basically any vague 70s reference, you know, in a song to sci-fi, and it was on the bonnet. Like, just mention space in the title and it gets on it. It did have the Space Invaders tune on it as well, so I was like, I'm buying you. £1.60 for that. I could have raked through the other vinyl, but I buy them and I still haven't got a player. But eventually, when I see the right one, I just have to watch loads of V Westlife reviews to see. There's a guy that guy reviews loads of vinyl and tech and stuff. I watch his reviews, see what he says about all these old vinyl players, because I do see the same ones. So I'm just waiting for one that comes along that's in good nick, because whenever I see vinyl now, record players are just beat up to hell out. I'd have a skeg on the rack. Like Jedi Knight 2 Outcast on PC. It's probably worth the money. I should get bored of buying that one. If it was on an Xbox, I'd have picked it up. went £6.60 for Mario 63rd, I guess. So that's everything I got today. If you like this video, you enjoy watching me going thrifting live, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. I'll see you later.